No, come on in. Happy New Year, happy Christmas, happy Yule, all of it, happy Hanukkah. Yeah, we're going to get down. I'm going to be doing your New Year's readings for 2026. Come on in. Yeah, we're going to have I'm going to go through a couple things real quick. Um, we know that 2025 was a number 9 year. I've been talking about it all year on my videos. It's about endings, wrapping things up, transformation. The whole planet is under this kind of vibe now, right? So, and it was also a little bit of a hermit type energy with the self reflection. And, so this year being a number 1 year after the number 9, right? Because 10 technically would be after 9, and 1 plus 0 is 1. So it's like a reset. So not only are we going into a new year, but we're going into a number 1 year, which is like a double whammy right off the bat, which is really cool because it's a double fire horse year in Eastern lore. And it brings in a lot of fire energy, right? Fire, passion. If I had a tarot card to explain this whole year, I would probably take the Ace of Wands for everybody on the planet. That's like the card of the year. It brings in like a drive, passion, bold moves, risk taking. It's important to play your cards right this year because there could be pivotal shifts happening, all kinds of things, right? So knowing this and keeping this in the back of our minds as we go through these readings throughout the year, or through your time through the year, or whatever, keeping it in the back of your minds, will help a lot, I believe. There's going to be a lot of change on the planet in 2026 and 27, I'm thinking, with this robot thing, the drone thing, the cloning, all of this. I think there's going to be a lot of change in structures. We're really entering the space age kind of thing. So there could be a lot of change on the planet. Anywho, buckle up for 2026. That's all I got to say, because it's not just a double whammy for you, it is for everyone. So, anywho, I've already called in everybody's spirit guides and angels and ancestors, so please just know it. Welcome to the reading. Hello, everybody. So, and we also know that everything in the Scorpio collective that we're seeing on the internet is like, there's a lot of good things coming for Scorpios this year. In fact, I wrote something down. That's right. I didn't want to forget. Yeah, Scorpio, this is your comeback year. Okay? Know that. It's your glow up era after years of transformation. That's huge. You're the only sign that I had actually read about that is having a glow up type of year. So yeah, awesome. After years of transformation, years of difficult, hard death card vibes, like I was saying. So you're finally coming into it, or my North Noders, at least. Yeah, this is for Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and North Node. Alrighty. First thing off the bat, you faced your fears about something about that, past to present. I think you still are. Don't mind the burn marks if you're new on my channel. Happened a long time ago. I love the cards, so I keep them. Confrontation, facing your fears and confronting them. Right on. So this is quite the tribe that we have as a collective. I love it. I have some great viewers. I don't know if I should say great viewer, like, yeah, you're great and all, but I mean like really in your North Nodes, and I love it because that's what it's all about. Your life purpose, your path, and living with purpose. Anyway, it's really coming through already, Scorpio. But yeah, confronting your battles, choosing your battles wisely, however, is going to be important. That's why we need to play our cards right for this year, for our glow up year to happen correctly. It needs to pan out, divinely timed and whatever that is. Choices. Yeah, you're going to have lots of choices this year. Do the best you can with what you've got, no coulda, woulda, shouldas, or regrets, right? We don't want to hold on to that. A lot of you are seeking knowledge, right? Again, sorry about that. Hope Fair Challenge and homework is, I feel, almost saying like, I feel like somebody's afraid because you're really intelligent. You could be really knowledgeable or speak well on your subject. Maybe you at work or at home or what. But anywho, yeah, seeking knowledge and keeping that flow, right? Because once we gain knowledge, it's almost like armor. Then we know how to handle certain situations, right? Anyway, self-reliant. Don't be afraid to fly solo. Right on for my singles out there. And those of you who are happily in a relationship, you might just be self-reliant on a certain subject in or what. I'm not sure yet. We're going to get more information here before I get into my tarot. I hope everyone's I'm actually filming this on Christmas. Apology. Yeah, something about that, something about empathy, apologies, whatever that was, facing that. All right, hold on. Garden, I love it. I'm a horticulturalist by trade, even though I'm retired. But I love working in the garden. That's why my hands are always so, I'm always in my plants, even in the winter, because I have house lights, like plant lights. So it's just what I do. I love my plants. Anywho, confronting garden, confronting, picking your battles wisely. There's a lot in the garden choices. See, you're confronting things. I feel like it's like compartmentalizing, taking things one step at a time and dealing with it. And I like that kind of energy, going forth. 3 more cards. Antique. Something's getting old. Something's getting old. This is crowning you. Something's old news. Maybe somebody likes to antique. I love it. I have quite a few antiques in my house. Yeah, something's getting old. Be careful of, just playing your cards right with the choices this year. I really like it. It may be getting old. So far, so good. Make a wish, Scorpio. Right on, baby. Make a wish. Hope for your challenge and homework. But seek knowledge, something about your wishes. Maybe you need to put a little bit more into something to make them manifest, right? Because things don't come from anywhere. When you manifest something and you put your wishes out there, you still got to, take the steps to make it happen, right? So there could be something about that. Maybe it's just continuing, storm, self-reliant. Yep. Over the storm. Don't be afraid to fly solo. Something about that. All right. Somebody is the storm. Scorpios could be the storm. Oh yeah. Absolutely. If they're in their skin comfortably and, absolutely. All right. Ace of Swords down with the sun. Yep, what a way to start. There's exposure here over some sort of lies or deceit or cunningness, right? Somebody needs to face their fears and apologize or something of the kind, or at least have some empathy, but choosing their battles wisely here, confronting this. When we have a garden and we're caring for a garden, we have a lot going on. We got to fertilize the soil. We got to deadhead it. We got to keep the good bugs, get rid of the bad bugs. There's a lot entailed to it, so picking you could be weeding it out too, but this is very good for you. I like it a lot, you know. So it's like telling you there could be popularity, glow ups, and show ups. This is like exposure as well and illumination to the truth after all these lies, you know. Hold on, we're going to get deeper. So we have Six of Wands down, Strength down, the World down, the Empress down. Wow. Okay, well, there's not a victory in this. Something's getting old. We're not celebrating it, with this empathy type energy. I don't feel like it's about love, or it is about lack of or something of the kind. But, some people don't want to recognize it. And it's about the choices that we make. Yeah. Somebody's very courageous or strong right now, making a wish out of that, right? Seeking knowledge to help build your strength, build your armor, right? I was just talking about armor. All right, the World down with storm. Yeah, you are the storm. Uh-huh. See, it's about closure because in my readings, that's how I read them. There's still the energies of the card, but these people are either, or person. Oh, I said people. So could be a group of people here, you know, however that is. But I feel like they're either refusing or denying the closure, the storms that is created here. Somebody's standing on their own, right? Here's another very kind of weakish kind of vibe, right? We got the Strength down and now we got the Empress down, right? Apology, face your fears. That these people or people keeps coming out, so there's got to be more than one for most of you anyway. But anyway, they either don't like this Empress or whatever or against it. But maybe this Empress is not standing in their truth on the other hand and needs to apologize and face their fears. See, there's the King of Coins right here. Taking care of your money, being king of your money, very good with money. The sun is shining right over this card, right? Confrontation. I do feel, on the other hand, that this King of Coins could be talking about, the illumination of the King of Pentacles. The sun's over the King of Pentacles, right? So the truth is coming out after the lies. All right. The Star down and Justice. Oh boy. I need a few more cards, please. The Devil down. Yeah, Devil's going down. Breaking those chains and behaviors. See? Scorpio is the storm. Scorpio is the Tower, the Death card. We're the World card. We're the Wheel of Fortune card. We're all of it, baby. And there's the Tower I just pulled. Yeah, they're refusing you. They don't like you. Scorpios have a lot of enemies or frenemies, Three of Swords down. Anywho, the Star down, dead center in the reading. Somebody feels like their wishes are not coming true. In fact, they are. I feel like they are. But not with this energy, right? You're not seeing anything coming out of this. Or something, it's old news maybe, right? What's fair is fair. Hope, fear, challenge, and homework. Make a wish. Knowledge is power. See, these people are weak over this power. That's what that's saying to me. Yeah, and then breaking those chains, the devil. And if you look at this card on the bottom, those two are chained together. They're like bound, you know? So whatever addiction, whatever obsession, whatever that is to you, it's breaking. You know, you're the storm, see? Self-reliant. You're doing it on your own. Or a lot of you are, something like that. And it is ultimately about closure. But they're denying it here with the tower reversed. And like I said, even in my car, this is Thor, right? He's pissed. He was pissed. Your ancestors saw something, Scorpio, that you didn't see in the past. And that spirit team was done with it. And they had to make it happen. They had to bring that tower down and make that illusion happen. But they're denying it. They're afraid. They're scared, right? Happened a long time ago, this betrayal or heartbreak, you know? Oh, the garden that they sowed. Yeah, this King of Coins, I feel like, you know? And it's all about the confrontations. I feel like this King of Pentacles should pick his battles wisely. He or she. I don't give a shit. Right? Ace of Coins down. They don't want this opportunity. You may not want this opportunity. You're turning it down. It's old. You don't want it anymore. There's nothing there. Right? You know there's like no hope in this situation. It's been years, right? We were just talking about that in the beginning. Like you're coming out of that long, I don't know if it was 7 years or 10 years or 20 years, or it was a long time. And you're coming out, you know, so it's like it's old. You've changed, you've grown, you know. The challenge or the hope and fear is making the scales right, but here it's also saying what's fair is fair because you've done your work, right? My North Noders have done their work. Make a wish. It's your year. It's your glow up year. You're being very enlightened and being very patient. But there is a sacrifice somehow, breaking these chains. That's what this is saying. Let me fix this. No, it's not gonna. But that's what this is saying right there, right? There's a sacrifice. You're the storm, man. The Chariot. Fastest moving card in the deck. Things are happening this year. I told you. This is validation of what I said. Thank you, Spirit, for listening. This is a victory for you. There's movement. A lot of things happening. Travel. Yeah, we're in the holidays. We're in that whole, you know, that could play out as well. But it's really, there's going to be a lot of movement for a lot of you this year. This is your glow up year. This is your comeback era, man. Do, 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 do. An old friend used to say that all the time. He's passed now, but he used to say that to me. You know, do, 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 do. Yeah. Yeah, facing your fears, apology. Something happened around a gathering in the past, you know, maybe. Facing your fears, you were dealing with all the lies and you know, I feel like there could have been at least 3 culprits here. You know, we got the 3 of Wands down here where you don't see any future. You know nothing's growing out of that garden, right? The Amazon packages are they're being sent back to the people that sent it in the first place or something. Whatever that analogy is. But yeah, I mean, this could have, these lies could have happened around a celebration. This is like in other decks, this is known as the Mad Hatter's Tea Party. Going round and round and round we go. You know, apology right over that. Maybe somebody's sorry now. You know, look, they're not so innocent after all. The Fool reversed, right? Playing your cards close to your chest, however, you know, I think is important here. playing your cards right this year with the sun right next to it. That's the truth. I feel like there's an agenda here. Whatever that is. 6 of Wands down, 8 of Pentacles down, antique. Yeah, these people will never learn, and it's getting fucking old. People are getting sick of it. For those of you who are new on my channel, I do have sass and I do have frass, you know, and that's the way I just tell it like it is in the cards. And you know, some of this group, I think it dwindles down to 3, but this group, you know, these are very hard lessons at the very least of it. But I feel like this King of Pentacles may not, it's like I almost feel like a win at all cost kind of energy, but that may not be for everybody. But I don't know. Hold on a minute. Show me, Spirit. I need a bunch. Page of Wands. Yeah. Oh, this is funny because it's cool. Because this Page of Wands, after the weak state, the scared, possibly timid, you know, well, this Page of Wands tells me that you've overcome that. Some of you have some piss and vinegar under your belt. I love it. That's a true Scorpio right there. You know? Some of you are smart cookies out there. You know? Make a wish, because this is your glow up year after this business. The Magician down, black magic. That's how I read it. Whoever this creator is to you, is, you know, and the storm is right over them, or right over him or her, right? They're stuck in the past. They won't see it. See, somebody's standing on their own. They're standing in their truth or something, and it's happening. Yeah, breaking ancestral curses. Those burdens or whatever that they wanted you to be so oppressed about or suppressed, they wanted your energy suppressed. Maybe even your spirit, you know? But it's about ending those curses, because I'm feeling narcissism, right? Right off the bat, it's the most common thing in the world right now. So narcissistic behavior is learned behavior. Well, if it's learned through generations, it's an ancestral curse. They do not like this Empress. This person, whoever it was, did not want this Empress to thrive. Whatever that was. Something about an apology. I'm not even sure if you know, depending on your situations, if an apology would cut it. But I think it would certainly help, at least the situation. Justice right here. Do what's right, damn it. And this King of Coins right there, standing strong. I feel very, very, you know, like heavy, like they're not moving. Yeah, the sun again. Ding, 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 ding. Whew, very good for you. I like it a lot. When you get 2 suns in a reading, you know, it's really good for Scorpios. My higher vibrationals, this is definitely your year. But however, here, you know, this King of Coins, it's above him and it's next to him in my cards, that he is surrounded by the light. See? The sun. He's surrounded by it. He's not so innocent after all. This Fool reversed. There's no hope for this kid, you know, in the relationship, or what I should say. You see no hope in this, or not blooming or growing. It's not going anywhere. It's like stuck in the ground. This is one that has 2 meanings in one card. Dead center in the reading. This is my 9 of Pentacles and my my 9 of Swords. You can see it. Somebody is healing. Somebody's very abundant. Self-reliance is coming through with the 9 of Pentacle energy. Yeah, let me put it up so you can see it. But it's dead center. Somebody could very well be on their own, quite literally, through this entire situation. You know? It's getting old. So, you know? Hold on a minute. I need more. Knight of Wands under Page of Wands. A lot of fire. And we are in the double fire horse year. News and messages. What's fair is fair. Make a wish. I love it. Yes. And this Knight of Wands has his back to the devil reversed here. You know? The High Priestess down. This devil hates this person. This magician didn't want this High Priestess to come into their own, power, their own, see? They wanted this person's spirit or something diminished. People are sick. You know? What the fuck? These are mental flippin' disorders. You're not kidding. I'm so sick of these energies on this planet. What the fuck is it? I'm sorry. 10 of Cups down. Yeah, with the tower down. So, you know, the home, it's off. The home base. They're refusing the tower, see? It's off. They should have dealt with these things when they had, I feel like a lot of time has gone by for some of these people. They had more than enough opportunity to make things right. And where were they? You know, some of you, you know, like, I'll be honest, I'm not reading for myself. I can't when I'm doing your readings, but I am Scorpio and I can see how this relates to me. You know, I haven't had anyone in my family contact me in years. Like, I don't exist. Literally, my immediate family, all 8 or 10 members of them. Yeah, it's like, what the fuck? You know? And this time, I am standing in my truth. So, there's my sass and frass. Anywho, back to you guys. That maybe that's relevant to you, what I just said. I don't know, but anywho, I'm just so over it, right? And I think a lot of you are over your situations of the past because it's the past. You want to move forward, right? And boom, you're the storm, baby. See, when a Scorpio turns into their North Node and they start living in their purpose and they're divinely connected and aligned and, you know, magic happens. It's all over different, you know, it's about your wish fulfillment. See? What makes you happy? And this is the Make-A-Wish card. I love it for you, Scorpio. Double whammy, make a wish. Ding, 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 ding. Go ahead, I'll wait. May all those wishes be taken up into the ethers. And so it is. Over this pain and confusion and heartache and hardships. All of it. The devil. I can't believe this shit. You're breaking fucking chains and they're still going and going. Yeah, see, some people will never learn. And they certainly don't want to change their minds or ways or what. It's all about status and quo and money and greed and ego. Wow. For some of you Scorpios, you are breaking a huge ancestral curse, and good for you because it's not easy. Temperance, yeah, it's all about healing, patience, moderation. Look how long her hair is. You know how long it takes to grow that hair? You've been waiting. You've been patient. See? You are the storm. Some things you just have to wait for the divine timing. Yeah? This is my bitch card. There's Largatha standing in her truth, and that could be you, male or female. You know nothing's growing. So you're standing in your truth. They've done nothing to change this after all these years. So why would you go back or whatever that was why would you go back to the past? King of Swords down, big fat liar. Very unjustified, illogical, imbalanced, right? They either fell off their throne or they were never on it to begin with. Things are happening. Double fire horse here. There's the Chariot. Boom. They may not, I feel like you're very persistent, very determined, and you should be, right? You should be. I'm going to switch it up. What do you got for Scorps? The Fire Prince, number 40. That's 4 10s. 40. Holy shit. Optimism and aggression. Yeah. Going forth. Look at all the fire in that card. This is a fire year. There's no doubt. Things are going to be happening. All right. Check it out. Now, don't forget to flip and flop your energies and genders should you need to. When the Fire Prince arrives as your ally, he lets you know that he represents the invisible forces behind all manner of manifestation, and he brings you the gift of optimism. You will be rightly inspired to move forward and take confident and assertive action to reach your goal. Envisioning the path of the highest good with the optimistic outlook, the Fire Prince also brings you the gift of a miracle. Things come together as if by magic to create the reality that you seek. You have every reason to be hopeful. Move forward knowing that you have everything you need and more. Just remember to share the enthusiasm, believe in others, and to be optimistic for them too, and your good fortune will multiply. Wow. That's pretty fantastic. There's a miracle happening, Scorpio. Congratulations. I'm getting goosebumps all the way down to my feet. That's fantastic. Congratulations. Seraphonite. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but Seraphonite, number 38. It's about honesty and your heart and third eye chakras. All right, I'm going to read this to you. Look I opened right up to it. I can't make this up. All right. It's time for you to be honest with yourself. Take time to identify the changes that you need to make in your life so that you can be fulfilled and happy. Focus on healing yourself by being completely honest. Do what you need to do to feel what do you need to do to feel completely happy and healthy? Once you have been honest with yourself and you have identified what it is that you do and don't want in your life, you can then make changes. During this process of change, listen to your heart, stay true to yourself. Be wary of accepting other people's agendas or other people's advice at this time. Be sure to surround yourself with people you can trust, because some people come from a place of ego or self-service. Too many people's viewpoints can cloud your judgment. Be true to you, right? Stand in your truth. Who gives a shit what they think, say, feel, or do about your soul, your life? Seraphonite is a beautiful healing crystal which aids in angelic communication. It is associated with your heart and third eye chakra. Very cool. I like it. Miracles come in many forms, so remember that as well. The enchanted acorn, understanding that great things often come from small beginnings. You've taken a lot of baby steps. I feel like you're coming into it now, right? The acorn king, right? The acorn has grown into the you're growing. I love it. All right, I'm going to use my grandma's deck to escape the Nazis in 42. And then boom, there was my dad, and then there was me. What do you got for us, Grandma? It's for Scorpios. Couple more, please. All right, I don't know what card that was, but one more. There it is. Okay. Judgment, the scales. Yeah, justice. Justice is here, baby. Right? Things are being made fair. And that's twice in this reading. Ding, 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 ding. Your desires, your wishes, you're manifesting. Well, that miracle's coming true. Or some miracle is coming true. You know, leaving it behind, the widower. This could be male or female, right? Leaving it behind. Somebody's grieving. It's hard, but, and then there's money here for yous, which is always a good thing in today's day and age. It's really hard to get by because everything's so expensive, and it's about the sweetheart, more than likely a female, but it technically could be a nice guy card. Congratulations, Scorpio. Absolutely. After something very, very difficult, very deep, Oh, look, and then we have the male. So we have the sweetheart, and then we have the male. Okay. We have the clover for you. There's a lot of luck. I love it. I'm going to take the two that are up. All right, then we have, if you're single, look, self-reliant. We have the Nine of Pentacles, self-reliant. Somebody's single. You singles out there have a bright future. You might be meeting somebody this year or soon. Maybe you already know who that person is, but there's a lot of luck here for you, moving ahead. Yeah, you just want to live life, right? Look at the sun coming up. It's a new dawn, baby. I love it for you guys. It can't get any better. Yeah, someone is very much admiring you, and you could be them. Or something like that. Very, very nice reading, Scorpio. I'm going to close it with a rune. I'm getting chills. Some of you, this may have been like the fight of your life to get through this. I don't know if it's going to be for everybody, but show me what I need to see. Ritual of water. Well, we are water. So, all right, it says, the druids bless your aura with a protective ring, whispering prayers over water and holy springs. Let the waters cleanse your heart. You are healing, Scorpio, in a huge way. And keep on healing. It's diligence. It's something we always work on. Congratulations. You're going to have a very, very nice year. A lot of things are going to be working for you. There's a miracle happening. And I love it. And I wish you all peace and prosperity and health, good mental health, right? All right. Be cool, man. Be kind. Be patient. and just be a good human. I love it. Congratulations. I'll see you soon with your next reading.